We are live.
How are you today?
So today's episode we're just going to do a short live and we're going to talk about the peer pressure pitfalls.
Pick up a penguin. Peer pressure is actually a part of our online program. Do we call it peer pressure? Peer power. We call it peer power.
Power of your peers.
The power of your peers can be a wonderful thing if your head is in the right place to receive it, and also if your peers are supportive in the right ways, because a lot of your loved ones and friends and family can try and be supportive, and they think they're saying the right things, but they can say all the wrong things.
So we've spoke at large videos in the past about how they can be benefits and also being and benefits, right? But we were recently involved in our sort of television debut, and ultimately what this particular show did, which is Secret Body, it dealt with eliminating the peer pressure, which was really, really interesting. It was interesting for us looking in on it and coaching these clients, because we were very curious as to the benefit that this may or may not have.
Yeah, so other than hiding yourself away in a cave somewhere to lose all your weight so that nobody can see you doing it, what we did in Secret Body was really the only way to go about your normal everyday life without anybody knowing that you're losing weight. And they did it by wearing a bodysuit. Now that we kept that a secret for over a year, I think, when we knew the premise of the show, and then we had to go through the filming and we couldn't say anything. But now all the trailers are out, you can watch it on iPlayer now, so we can tell you a specially designed bodysuit that was made to the exact measurements of the person before they started losing weight.
Yeah.
And then the lost weight, and then eventually the grand reveal is the take-off.
So as they trimmed down, it was great. The fabric designers, Natasha and Graham. I keep all the way through filming, I kept getting their names, or it was Graham's name I kept forgetting. And this particular suit, as they lost weight, they were fluffing it back out. It was so well done that when they were wearing the suits, you couldn't tell. It was really, really well done. 2 seconds, Nala. Up. Go on. Hey. When they were wearing the suit, underneath their clothes, you were kind of like, that just looks like they were in the beginning. It was amazing.
Yeah. And I think at first, because we've done this for a very long time, when you normally see clients on a regular basis, whether it's a couple of times a week or even just once a month if you're doing a bit of sort of online coaching and whatnot, as they lose weight, you see it and you're like, right, okay, everything's working, or sometimes when they don't look any different, like, okay, let's jump on the scales, let's get a tape measure around, let's see what's changing, what's not changing. But when we met up with our participants, you're just like, your initial instincts are like, nothing's changing, like, what am I doing wrong?
Please tell me they're wearing the suit, please tell me they're wearing the suit.
So this was a great way of sort of getting rid of that peer pressure. Nobody was asking them questions about how's the weight loss going, how's things going for the TV program. Nobody asked them anything. As far as all their friends and family were concerned, they were just going about their everyday life. Of course, they had normally one or two people who were in on the act, because
confidants.
Yeah, they just had to, obviously, like the guy's married, so you're not going to have a bodysuit on constantly.
So whenever they left the house, they wore them. The thing is, bodybuilders, the competition bodybuilders, have actually done this kind of thing for years. Basically what they would do is, getting ready for a show, they would cover up. And I remember if you ever chatted to them, it's always, they give you this look, they've been training hard, dieting hard, they always had the look as if to say, I know something you don't. And it built a bit of hype leading up to their competition. They had this package that they were developing that they were then going to reveal on stage, and no one was getting a glimpse of it until they were on stage under the lights. So when this concept was explained to us, we're like, man, this is going to be cool. And I think one of the amazing things for us, because over the years we've had clients that have done very, very well with their weight loss. But it's hard to say what someone that dropped 10 pounds, what it looks like, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. We know, when they've dropped 40, 50 pounds, like, oh, you've shrunk. But it's very hard to kind of visualise and know that as a quantity. It was quite strange, wasn't it?
You lost me a package. No, it really was, and 100% with you. And the whole bodybuilders, they were baggy clothes, and because bodybuilders are big guys, they just look like they're just the normal size. It's only when they go and lift up the top, you're like, holy, look what's happening. And ultimately that's what this show is all about. As far as all the friends and family are concerned, they're just like, yep. And then all of those are like taking the zip down and going, look what I've done.
I know.
So it was fantastic for just getting rid of that peer pressure. There's nothing like that, and they're just left to their own devices. And we had a good conversation about then motivation, extrinsic, intrinsic.
Yeah.
Something that we work with clients is just building up that intrinsic motivation. It's something that will last a lot longer than extrinsic. Extrinsic is when you see the boot campers, you know, the drill sergeant standing over somebody.
They need somebody pouring motivation into them for them to get the result they require.
Or for an award or a medal or what something out with you, but if you can build up this intrinsic motivation, and I think a lot of people fail on their weight loss journeys because they rely on friends and family, you know, getting on at them. Like, oh, come on, no, you're not having that because, you know, you're trying to lose weight. And it's all this extrinsic motivation. Oh yeah, I guess you're right, you know.
Yeah.
But with this, there's none of that. It was 100% intrinsic motivation. They're doing it for their own sake,
which was all good in the hood. It's interesting though, because I've had a client recently who has done very well with her weight loss, and she knew it was going to happen come New Year. There'd be friends, she's got one or two friends that were maybe a little bit bigger than her before she started, so they're definitely bigger than her now. And they were basically saying to her, oh, the usual, oh, don't you think you've lost enough? Are you a fitness freak now? They use these terms, and these are the exact things that we've talked about in the past when we talk about the power of your peers can be negative, because people start to fill your head. And you know, you always give a good example where, you know, say when someone then, you know, if you started off here with your friends, this is you and this is your friend, you then start doing something about your lifestyle, you eat better, you train harder, you raise your value because you're working hard on yourself. So right away the friends are then looking up at you. So rather than them saying, oh, you know, good for you, you're doing great, I'm going to raise my standard too, they try and pull you back down. So they start to say things, oh, you've maybe lost too much now, you're not looking skinny, you're looking skinny, and they'll try and drag you back down. So
sometimes it's subconscious as well. They don't mean to be mean,
course.
but ultimately we'll all look after our own ego. So when somebody starts to do something, actually, see, before we started the Kilted coaches, we had a few clients that would sort of go in between.
Yeah.
And I remember one of these clients coming and saying something about Rab doing yoga, and I was like, Rab's doing yoga, and my natural instincts were like, I need to get into something as well. It's like, there's no way I can have Rab doing something like magic. And ultimately, after chatting to you, it was something to do with the guy who used to be a wrestler or...
DDP yoga.
Yeah. So it's a very specific type of yoga practice, like there you were getting into.
Which actually the guy we met at the expo did the same type of yoga. Yeah.
So but it's your natural instinct to go, oh, you know, somebody who, like, Rab's got his strengths and I've got my strengths and weaknesses and everything else. But ultimately, when you've got a relationship with somebody, you know your strengths and weaknesses. So as soon as somebody starts to better themselves in another aspect, it's your natural instinct to go, oh, you know, well, I need to do something. Like, and my thing's like, I need to do something as well, and raise my own game.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people don't see it that way. They see themselves as, this is the way I am and I can't do anything about it, therefore I'll drag you back down again.
Because sometimes when someone else raises their game, it reflects on the person, and you'll basically, if they raise their game, it reflects that you're doing nothing. Because I remember there was once, I won't name names, but somebody who used to be sort of PT fitness who then opened a dance school. Now this individual used to post on social media all the time, and I used to see posts and I was like, now she was like getting stuck in and really being proactive about her business, and I really wasn't. But the fact that she was being so proactive was reflecting how much I wasn't. So I remember thinking, I'm going to have to raise my game. You get that initial pang of jealousy, and then you kick in and say, no, I'm going to have to raise my game. So again, these friends and family that may do these kind of things to you, it's initial pang of jealousy, and rather than them supporting, and one of the units, for example, in my health and happiness group, is that, you know, don't be jealous of the people around you, celebrate their successes. So it's like Steve was saying, he didn't get jealous, or maybe he did for a pang, and then he thought, no, I'm going to celebrate it, but then I'm going to raise my game, and that's...
Yeah, and that's really the key here for extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic can play its part, you know, through small periods. And it can be a big driving factor, but it's not a long-term solution. Sooner or later you will not have the extrinsic motivation and you'll fall back in your wayside. You want to build up your intrinsic motivation, doing it for your own sake, because you want to see your own growth. So looking at people around you and taking inspiration from them rather than you know, trying to bring them down. And that's when you said, you know, don't you think you've lost enough? That is the most common thing we hear all the time. And it's really frustrating when you're working with somebody, and it could be somebody who's lost or got, say, 10 stone to lose, or somebody who's got 1 stone to lose, and as soon as they're like even halfway there, somebody's not even halfway there, all friends and family saying, don't lose too much.
Yeah. And they label them as a fitness freak, and suddenly there's a negative attached to it because you're just making positive changes. But Secret Body, which is a TV show, now the link is in on Facebook, it's also in the description on YouTube, it took away that element, which was fantastic. So you really have to go and watch the show. Because they were wearing the suit, their friends and family couldn't have that negative impact. Granted, they couldn't necessarily give them a positive impact, but the whole secret game, in fact, they're preparing something special, I think makes up for that. So what we're looking for, the extra added super duper, as many views as we can on the iPlayer would be much appreciated.
Even if you've already watched the show, if you're in the UK and you've seen the show, please go and watch it again. Because all the views definitely do help us. We've got a bit of a mission over the next couple of weeks, and your help would be greatly appreciated.
And the thing is, just put it on in the background. It's interesting, I've watched it so many times, I mustn't pay 100% attention. I know we filmed it, but there's bits where I'm thinking, I didn't watch that last. Don't get me wrong, we've been pretty smashed each time we watched it. But I keep seeing bits I never noticed before. And we do have a wee surprise coming next week, so we would love it if everybody that has access to the iPlayer could go and watch it. The links are here. Have a watch it, because next week we have something special, and ideally you'll have already watched the show again, so you're even more familiar with it.
Week tomorrow, right?
Oh, week tomorrow.
It's a week tomorrow.
I know, right? We'll reveal it Monday, I think, right? We won't reveal it yet. Build a bit of suspense.
Yeah. It's going to be a fully immersive experience for you. But we're going to have a great laugh with it as well. We're going to have a few whiskies, right?
So even if you have seen Secret Body, please go and watch again. Follow our link. Maybe pick up on a few bits and pieces you've noticed before, and it certainly does us a favour.
And keep next Friday free.
Yeah.
Block it out in your diary. Say that's a Kilted Coach's Day.
It's going to be one of those whiskey nights.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying.
That's all. Get it in your diary next Friday, and we'll reveal it on Monday, and we'll probably do a live if we can every day next week, building up to it. So we'll reveal it, and then we'll do a bit of a build up. So yeah, get it in your diary right now, but go and watch Secret Body, because the more times you watch it, the better this is going to be for you. So even if you want to watch it 5 times before now and next Friday, then you've got our permission, just in case you needed it.
Right, we've got the plot at the end of the world now, don't we?
Yes, we do. So we're going to shoot. If you're on Instagram, we're going to jump on Instagram soon. So pop over there, and we'll see you.
See you later. Big finger to the screen.